Okay, hello everyone. Today we're going to take you on a little tour of the 2017 Ford Mustang GT Premium Convertible with a 6-speed manual that we have available on Collector Car Canada. You can see that this car is super clean and has been very well kept since it was new in 2017. We'll get a shot of the odometer, and you can also refer to our listing for a lot of these features. We have over 200 photos on the listing and about a dozen videos to supplement our paragraph form listing. So anything that I say that you might lead to some questions, they're probably answered on our listing. So I'm going to start with the mileage, as I say, is under 31,000 kilometers. We'll start by firing up the car. I'll pop the hood, we'll take a look at the engine, and we'll listen to the engine first, and then we'll go back and listen to the exhaust. So we've got a keyless entry system and start here. We've got a push button start. So I'm just going to have the car sitting here in the console, or the key rather, sitting in the console in the cup holder. Clutch in. One little upgrade on this car we noticed right away. We can see that there's a prop rod as installed at the factory, and every 2017 Mustang GT would have. The prior owner has installed some hood struts here. They're a nice convenience. You don't have to fiddle with that prop rod. So those are made by Redline Tuning. there are photos of those and descriptions in our online listing. So under the hood here, Ford some years back went back to the famous 5.0, the 5-liter V8. This is a Coyote engine. It's good for 435 horsepower, so this car is not lazy. Supplemented by 400 pound-feet of torque. Nice big stabilizer bar on top of the engine too to keep things nice and taut. One thing I've noticed with this car since I've had a chance to look at it is under the hood, I think it might be even cleaner than the inside. You just saw the inside of the car, it's nice and clean. As I say, under the hood might be even cleaner. Let's take a listen to the exhaust while they're peaking idle. So this exhaust, you can see there's a pipe on each side. This is the reverse light in the center actually. But maybe the camera can go right into the pipe and we'll get a sound of that idle. So at rest right now, of course, but just that idle sort of promises all the power that 435 horsepower has ready for the driver on one hand. We'll close up the hood and take a little tour of the exterior of the car. I'm just thinking right now, it's nice not to have to release a prop rod with those hood struts in place. It's a nice easy close. If the camera can come right up to the hood, we can see, I didn't realize this when we wrote this up, I'm not sure if it appears on the listing or not, but there's a nice PPF film here, paint protection film. So this front end of this car is pretty much flawless. I don't see any stone chips where I'm standing right now, but it's got the added protection of that paint protection film, as deep as the headlights go, I suppose. An interesting piece here, it's a customization, it's just a decal. You can take this off without any trouble. RMR just stands for Red Mustang Registry. So the people with red ones, I guess they like to show their pride with that little logo. I'm gonna cut the engine here. So yeah, we can see some new tires on this, new to the car anyway. They were installed in 2022. They're about 4,500 kilometers on them. Michelin Pilot Sports, kind of state of the art on the factory 5-spoke rims with the locking wheel nuts on one. And another interesting feature on this car to differentiate it from some other Mustangs, it's got a custom stripe here. I think it's well done because, well, for one thing, it fades. It's a little lighter, closer to the glass, but also not a dark glass. So it's a subtle touch. We also see a matching stripe down by the rocker. And of course, what we really should be doing is shooting this car with the top down. So why don't we put the top down and have a look at what it looks like topless. So with the handbrake set and the door closed, I'll just switch the ignition to the on position without starting it. This car has something that needs to be released in the roof itself. Once we do that, we've got a power top right up here, and down comes the roof. All right, and then there are a couple of covers to hide the roof hardware, and those are stored in the trunk here. Nice clean trunk too. Okay, so now we have the covers in place to cover the hardware. That's an easy snap-on part. Sure beats the tonneau cover from the Fox body convertibles. I used to own a 90, and I love the car. I still do. But actually getting the parade boot on was a bit of a chore, especially if it was cool weather when the vinyl wasn't supple. But back to this car. One thing I noticed while we were just in the trunk, there's a picture of this on our listing with all the documents fanned out. This bag is just for those hardware covers we just installed. Looks like a flashlight comes with this car. There's the kicker subwoofer. But we've got good records on this car. I'm not going to open them up document by document in the interest of discretion. But here's the spare key. Looks like it's unused. And there's a little LED conversion kit for indicators uninstalled. And just big background records. You'll see if you take a look at our listing that the car's been dealer serviced. Hasn't needed much servicing, but the owner's been good about annual oil changes and always at a Ford dealer. So that always gives buyers a sense of confidence. Let's take a quick look at the inside. So we've got a nice infotainment display. That Mustang logo that comes up when the car's started or when the doors open, it's fine. I'm not sure if our cameraman will get the projection of light onto the surface of the road from the rear view mirrors. Is that there? Which is a fun little touch. So that operates when anything with the doors engaged. Helps you find the car without setting off a sound, as some people have to do now. You just have to look for the light. I'll turn this to the on position without starting it again. I really do like the short shifter in this Mustang. I've driven lots of Mustangs, and the older ones of course have a much longer travel. So there's a good look at that display for the infotainment system. Bluetooth and all your modern amenities. Microsoft Sync is in place on this car. The speedometer is up to 260 kilometers an hour, but the fact that the kilometers an hour is the dominant measure shows us that this is a Canadian market car. And then on the other side, we've got a nice round tack up to 8 grand and red line at 6,500, which is about what we'd expect from a V8 engine, I'd say. And multi-function steering wheel too. A lot of the controls are right here on the steering wheel, making things easy. The seats are heated and cooled. And of course we've got dual zone AC with a max setting as well. It's max setting right there. And I like what Ford did with these switches. I think they started this in around 2005 when they went to the nostalgic look, the old chrome look switches. And as I touch them, they are nice to the touch. And there's our shaker logo, just showing off that we've got some big booming sound in there. We saw earlier the subwoofer that's in place in the trunk, and of course we got a nice big complement of speakers on the doors, and a little tweeter up here in the A-pillar, and we've got some speakers in the back seats as well. Nice leather. I'm going to get out of this driver's seat so we can show off the nice condition of it. Another neat piece here is this plaque indicating Mustang since 1964. Of course, it being 2024, we're currently celebrating the 60th anniversary of Mustang. The actual 60th anniversary was in April. It was a Wednesday. But yeah, please have a look at this. The driver's seat, in my experience, is always the one that shows the most wear. But let's take a look at the driver's seat in this car, and really there isn't much wear. That black leather looks great in terms of condition. And I really like the contrasting stitch that's in place on this car. And that door sill with the Mustang branding lights up which is also another nice modern touch. So that's about all we have to say about this Mustang. Again, it's a 2017 Ford Mustang GT Premium Convertible, equipped with a 6-speed transmission. The Coyote V8 engine is 5 liters in displacement, 302 cubic inches on the Imperial system. Good for 435 horsepower, 400 pounds-feet of torque. Please take a look at our listing. We're going to link it in the description of this video. Please take a look at our listing on collectorcarcanada.ca, and you'll see even more detail on this 17 Mustang GT convertible. Thanks for watching. Please like and share.